Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Sorry, guys, I was there. Good morning, Jemiah. How you doing this morning, kiddo? Happy what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4. What's it? Friday. Happy Friday. Good morning. Good morning. What's up, my friend? How you doing this morning? Whew, I had a couple on. Man, I was just rushing to get here. You doing good, kiddo? I'm happy you're doing good. Um, thank you. What's up, Moo? How you doing this morning? I was just watching your 5-layer beefy guy. I don't know, man. There's something about that kid. He's gonna do good. I think stick with it. He's got a yoked back. That dude's yoked. Yeah, man, you guys do great, dude. I love watching you. Hey, on Tuesdays, around what you do, like 6 p.m. Eastern time. Moo, he wears moo. He's the best personality you'll ever see. And then he has his friend 5-layer beefy, beefy 5-layer. You gotta watch those guys. Did you get the picture yesterday of my baby brother? I did see it, and I saw the picture of just him, and I saw the picture of you, kiddo. Oh, you guys look so cute together. I'm so thank you for sending me that. Good morning, my brother Randall. How you doing this morning, bro? Hey, yeah, you just send. I think I gave you the email. Send me the $40, brother, and we will send you the T-shirt immediately. My wife is all excited. We're making our first sell. I appreciate your support too, brother. I really do. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I sell these shirts right here. I made these shirts. Here's the thing: I'm just not like I'm going to be into selling all these shirts, and this is my job or whatever. But when I first started this, I used to say "Good morning, sunshine" every morning from the gym. That's a long time. That's 634 days today. But I started a long time ago, and I made these shirts, and it has my little logo. I have a brother-in-law. He made a logo that looks a little bit too much like me. I don't know if you guys could kind of see it. It says a little Matt Fit across the front of it right here. And then on the back, you can't read it because it's reversed, but it says get your ass in the gym. And it has my logo on it too. You can kind of see the logo. But that's mine. They're $40. You know what? When I see somebody say trend on there, bro, do not do trend. That's so bad for you. Does it work for the steroid part of it? It does, but it will damage your body so bad. It's not worth it. Very interested. Longhorn shirt? Yeah. Yeah, so I'm selling these. I only have like, I don't know, 5 double X large, like 15 large and 15 extra large. But I got to get rid of them. I invested in them. And my wife, you know what I'm talking about? We're having a spring sale. It cost me $20 a shirt. It's going to cost me $12 to ship them. So I'm making $8 just so you guys have some honesty. I'm not trying to make a killing. It's a very quality shirt. I wear them all the time. My brother-in-law wears them. Repost Addict has one. Has two, matter of fact. I don't know if he's on here. He likes it. He said he wore it the other day. So, but like I said, I only have a couple. Not trying to make a living, just trying to get my money back for being a bad investment. So, how are we doing this morning? I do need to get another water. Ooh, I just had a great conversation with the young man in the gym. Check your account. You should have my money. Okay, brother, I will check. I haven't checked, but I'll double check. We'll send it out today, my friend. Definitely appreciate your support. You guys are the best. Yeah, just hit me up, brother. I'll give you my email and just zell it to me, and that's how we do it. Good morning, Steven. How you doing this morning, my friend? What's up, Peggy? How you doing this morning? Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Positivity Friday. What we got to say today? I was talking to this guy in the gym. You guys think so? I'm doing podcasts tomorrow morning. I'm doing one with Chris. He is the best. I've seen he just liked one of my things. I was wondering if he was on here. Good morning, Panda. What's up, brother? I haven't seen you in forever. I'm seeing your videos, dude. You're looking good, brother. I got to keep it down. I forgot my daughters are here. They're going to be like, how are you doing? My baby brother's second day of kid. That's awesome, kiddo. Are you going to take him to kindergarten every day or just today or just yesterday? We're talking. Oh, what was I talking about? I was talking to Panda. I got to run back through all the stuff I'm talking about. Oh, would you guys be interested? And he's a regular guy. He's not famous or anything like that. He works out of my gym. But him and his wife, he's 73 years old. She's turning 70, I think, within the next week or so. They look amazing. I'm telling you, you couldn't guess that they were in their 70s. I would have lost a bet immediately. And he was telling me about like his boring life because I asked him, I was like, "Hey man, 73, dude. You got all this energy. You guys are here in the gym every morning. So what's your life like? Like what has your life always been like?" I go, "Did you just start working out when you were older?" He's like, "No, man. We've been doing this forever." So then he starts telling me stories about they run marathons, they do these crazy hikes, they hike across Europe. They do, and I'm like, oh, you mean like when you were in your 30s or whatever? No, 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 no. They stopped competitive marathon running when they were 60, only because he has bad knees. She calls him he's a weakling sometimes. Like he's 20 pounds, he was 20 pounds overweight like 2 weeks ago. She was all over his ass every day. He was sweating, working hard every day. Now he's down 10 pounds. I mean, it's crazy to see a 73-year-old and say, he tells me about playing video games with his boys. Another buddy that's 70 years old that lives in Europe, when he went and met him, so he went, like he was in some little small town in England, I believe. And so he goes to meet the guy. The guy is tatted from head to toe, and they play some video game together. Said the guy is the most lovely person he's ever met. They drank in a pub for a couple days. I mean, it's amazing the life that he and I try to ask him this. The reason, good morning, Craig. How you doing this morning? The reason why I asked if you guys would be interested because I do. Everything he tells me, I'm like, what? You did what? They still do like they still competitive sail where they do the trapeze where they hang off the sides of the boat, 73 and 70. I don't know if I mentioned that. And they go through and they competitive do that. He does it by himself too. I can't wait to hear all of his stories. He's like, no big deal. And I was talking about hiking. He was telling me about hiking Humphreys Peak or something like that. And it's supposed to be really hard. And I started talking about, yeah, have you ever hiked? Because I only hike in Arizona out here where there's just rocks. I go, you ever hiked where there's pine trees? He goes, yeah, yeah. But pine trees only last to about 11,000 feet. And then above that, then it's just rock. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I don't know. When you really hike, pine trees only last till about 11,000 feet. And I'm like, dude, you got to tell me your stories, bro. Good morning, Steven. How you doing this morning, my friend? I appreciate you, dude. Can't wait for our Chipotle, Chipotle dinner. That's my buddy Steven. He's a pilot. He is currently right now flying, is it a G7? $75 million private jet to like he's usually in Russia, Germany, China, Hong Kong. Like I mean, I guess Hong Kong and China are the same place. You know what? I always do that. One looks bigger than the other. Hey, bro, you don't even understand how that used to, Christian. Bro, I used to show up to play golf. One of my buddies, an FBI agent, he's like one of those mine guys. And he knew how to mess with me on the first tee every day. You know how he messed with me in the first tee? He'd go up there, he would start like swinging. He'd say, hey man, you look good, you look good. And then he'd go, arms look kind of small today. I literally couldn't play golf for the first two holes because I'm like, why would this motherfucker say something like I remember the first tee shot after he did it, dude. I hit it in the houses. Yes, 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 he does. Dude, doesn't he sound like an amazing man? And his wife. You got to understand, his wife, you think I talk a lot? Thanks, dude. You think I talk a lot? Yesterday in the gym, I did not get a good workout. I was talking to a young man. He's about to have a baby in a month. Him and his young wife, she's 21, he's 23. They just got married on a Tuesday. It wasn't like some big planned out thing. They've been planning their lives, just bought a new car. She just got a new job, and then she got pregnant. And they're struggling. Like, I mean, there wasn't like they were like, to buy the new car, they had to say, well, if I get this raise and I do this and we figure out the money, then we got this. It's funny because I'm kind of like the dad in the gym. So every time they're about to make a life decision, they always come over to me and they'll say, hey, what do you think about this? And I'll go, what do you guys think about it? So what is your decision? And I got to tell you, every time that they talked about their decision, like buying the car, they were going to wait. They were going to save up their money. She was getting a new job. They were going to be financially ready. And that was 6 months down the road. She showed up like 2 weeks later. She goes, I couldn't wait. I had to get it. Then she didn't get the raise at work that she was expecting to buy the car. And that's life, right? We all jumped the gun. We shouldn't have did it. So then they ran into that, and then they were running into stuff, and now they're pregnant. In the middle of all that stuff that was happening for them, now they're pregnant. So life was happening in the middle of it. She hasn't been coming to the gym for a while. I talked about this yesterday, but he has. And yesterday we had this long talk, and he was having this, problems with how her parents were treating the situation and how he was taking the situation. And I got to tell you, all I heard from him, ego and pride, and hey, I want to take care of my kid and I want to take care of my wife, and her parents keep helping us. And I'm like, what's the issue? What's the issue? I could do it. Does she not believe in me? Does she not trust me to be able to provide for my family? Why does she have to depend on her family? And I'm sitting there just like an old man going, oh, God, bro. All I can hear is ego. All I can hear is, and then I turned his mind. I just turned his mind. I said, what's best for your child? Well, but they have different value systems than me. I don't want them raised. I don't want them helping to raise my kid with all they care about is money and all they care about is all this stuff. And I care about value and I care about my family and I care about God. And they don't believe in God. And I sat there for a second, and you can't tell a kid, hey man, you know what? Whatever. I told him, I said, well, how about you just instill your value system so strong into your child that it doesn't matter about that value system. And also this, teach your child that there are other value systems, that they're not only yours exist. Let them know that the world exists, that people have different opinions of them, and not to be angry at a person for having a different opinion. Don't be mad at them or treat them badly because they have a different opinion. Just let them understand that it exists and that it's okay to have your own opinion. It's okay for other people to have their own opinion. You don't have to be influenced by everything, but listen. You want to get smarter in life, listen to the person that disagrees with you. Don't argue with them. Let them give that information to you. Feed on it. But the only thing that won't allow you to do that is that ego thing. But back to the kid. His ego wasn't seeing the bigger picture. His ego was saying, I could do it. I know how to do this, and nobody else needs to help me. But he also comes from a family of that just left him on his own, made him earn his own way. Never spoiled him, never did all that stuff. So he regretted him. He wasn't happy about the fact that they did that. He's like, everybody else got stuff and I got nothing, and I did this. And I said, yeah, you're tough as fuck because of it. You should go back and thank those people for how tough you are and how you had to earn your own way, because now you know how to do it. You're 23 years old and you know how to do it. So you got to find blessings instead of being a victim of your situation. And then I told him about her. She's been dependent on her family her whole life. They've always been there for her. They've always saved her whenever. So she's always got to run to comfort. But it has nothing to do with your ego, and it has nothing to do that she doesn't think you don't know how to do it. She just knows that they do. So be a part of it. What's up, my friend JG? How you doing this morning? Picked up from Trump. Bro, I'm telling you, he definitely has that. And we talked about that. And when I talk, I'm not a therapist or anything like that. But when I talk to them, I just try to ask him questions so he could come up with the answer. Because what I've learned talking to my son is that if I tell my son what to do, he don't hear shit of it. He don't hear none of it. Like the words are bouncing off his. That's when his pride takes over. That's when his ego says, I know. Don't tell me. So instead of telling him, I just ask you what you know. So if you already know it, well, I don't need to tell you. So do you know that this happens? And boom. Yes. Good morning, Angel. How you doing this morning? I haven't seen you in a while. So if I know that I'm talking about like, hey, I'm doing a podcast, and I know that I'm trying to build money up, and I'm trying to do all that stuff. So I guess life gets easier. I'm trying to figure out what the whole thing is. But those moments like that, talking to Steve, that's the 73-year-old, watching his face, because 73 years old, man, he's lost so many people in his life. They never had kids. So he has a grandniece that he is in love with. Absolutely. He loves listening to her talk, everything she does. It's like brings him life. And he's 73 years old, so he gets to experience that with her. Because dude, I'm telling you, he's like athletic. He's like, yeah, my elbow hurts. I'm like, dude, you're exercise every day. You run across the world. You're supposed to have a bad elbow. So people like that excite me. And that's the reason why I want to do the podcast, because I want you guys to see my face when I'm talking to these people. And because I become like, everybody's a celebrity to me. You guys have so much inside of you that you guys forget about. All the accomplishments, whenever you like show up for your kids, when you're having a bad day and you still smile through it, because you don't understand how big that is for them when they get older. But I don't want you to say everything's perfect. You got to be able to have a conversation with your kid, obviously when they get old enough, but you got to share with them hardships of life. And when you make that mistake, that mistake when you yell at your kid or you overreact to something, you got to go back to them and say, the reaction wasn't normal. My day, life, sometimes that gets to me, and I apologize for the reaction. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to make you a better person. I'm trying to teach you, how to function in this world. But sometimes dad or sometimes mom makes mistakes. Sometimes dad, goes overboard, or sometimes mom screams a little louder at one child when she has frustrations with somebody else. As parents, we can't just fucking let it go. We can't just say, "Hey, yeah, let that kid ride with the craziness." We have to find ourselves. We have to find ourselves and our comfort in ourselves to be able to go talk to that kid and swallow our pride and swallow our ego. Like, oh man, I'm so sorry. But this is a part of life too. Is that people do feel sorry for being a dick sometimes. They're not just the dick. You're right. Young guys are hard to talk to. And maybe that's the reason why I look the way I look. Working out, dude, I'm rugged. I'm fucking, dude. It just is. That's the way God made me. I've been fucking grinding my whole life. I've been a landscaper my whole life. And when I walk up to a young man and I look the way I look, their faces change. The faces turn into respect. And hey, this is dedication. This is discipline. I work out every day. I fucking exercise. My son knows about me, and my son looks at me like, my son looks at me like, dude, you don't understand. That's the greatest feeling in the world when your son respects you. And not respect, he doesn't respect me for all the shit I used to do. I used to party all the time. I used to get girls. I used to have respect. I used to have all that stuff. And he used to love me for that. But now he sees, and he never went into that life. He thank God, he did his little high school shit and did some parties or whatever, but he got responsible. Because in my life, I started to see the reality of things and started coming out of that nonsense and started growing up a little bit. And my kid's so smart, and man, all my kids are so smart. But he watched the things that he didn't like, and he watched the things that he did like, and he picked them out. Instead of being like me, where I was like, I want to be everybody to see me, he saw everybody. I don't know if that makes sense. I hope that I had something to do with my kid being so big, you know what I mean? Or being so awesome. I hope so. But I know that I was part of the part where, he had to doubt life and see things differently because I wasn't sure. So hopefully now the example I set by showing up every day and being the best person I can and being kind. It's not like I was a bad person, but there was lots of things that I could redo and feel better about. Anybody else feel that way? You bought some Greek yogurt? What kind of flavor did you get, kiddo? What kind of flavor? Hopefully it's plain Greek yogurt. Remember, add fruit like blueberries or pineapples or something like that. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, you know what? I did raise him the best way I could, and he does know that. And that's the thing. He knows it because I tell you what, he comes to me. I was talking to a guy in the gym the other day. I'm talking, he was 30 years old. My son's 24 years old, and he has the issue with his dad, and he's going. It's funny. His dad, very, very similar to me in the sense that a muscle guy, but he ended up doing something with the mom and everything. And he had troubles when he was younger with his dad, and he's still working through it. And he's been through some, rehab, and he's gone through all that stuff. And I feel like God put him in my life because every time that he has those issues, we talk about some of his dad sometimes, and every time he has some issues, for some reason, I have a story. I tell him, man, I kind of was in that position that your dad was in, and I could tell you how I felt when I was going through that, and I could see how my son saw it the same way. I could see, and sometimes when he tells me things, I can see, wow. So I'll go to my son and I'll be like, hey, man, did you see it like this? And it's crazy. It's crazy how you intertwine when you share with people. But anyways, this kid, me and him have been working through stuff, and he's going through he has to go do his, what do you call it? The shots. He has to take the shots from what is it called? You guys know what I'm talking about? The shot for you, heroin shot. Anyways, he has to go to that. And he's working through that. He found a girl. She's very supportive. They're going through all that stuff, but he isn't dealing with the thing that caused the drug part. And that's his dad. And that's the things that he went through as a kid. And that's what me and him are talking to. Methadone, right? Repost addict. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate you, brother. What's up, boy? Right. And so I guess the whole thing I'm saying is I don't necessarily want to be famous. I do want to make enough money that I can supplement income so I can pay for my lawn service, so my kids, my sons can make more money, and I don't have to charge a bunch of retired old people more money because I know that they're struggling too. So I'm trying to find a way to do that for free for them. Basically, me make enough money doing podcasts or doing something like this or doing some kind of show or doing something for the community so I can do the lawn service and I can start having like young men that are troubled or not necessarily troubled because they have to work around people like retired community. But if I can get them younger men to be responsible, work hard, show them that, be around other men with the same kind of aspirations to be better but not know where they're going, that's where I want to. That's where all the anything I achieve with all of this, I want to put it back to there so then I can help young men or young ladies or anybody get a job, show them how to work, show them how to show up, have the right minds around them. People that lift you up, because I think that's very important. Being in a room of people, if I'm in a room with people that I'm the smartest person in the room, then I am in the wrong room. Always improving themselves, and that's what I want. That's my ultimate. Is to start at the bottom, and maybe even catch them when they're in the middle. Start at the bottom. Start raising our kids again. Start showing up for our kids. I want to talk to these young men, and I don't want to tell them about just showing up for work. I want to tell them about being good husbands, and being good men, and being good, uncles, and being good dads. All of those things. Get them in the right frame of mind instead of their whole aspirations of life of being a Lamborghini or having the big house and all this stuff. Be a good family man. Find your joy in the people around you, in your community, in the people. Go visit. Make a vacation a vacation. Make a vacation something that you go to, not something that you strive to be. Make a vacation just a little hindrance from your life to get to change your mindset. But come back to your life and make a difference in your community, make a difference in the people around you. If you want to find joy in life, you don't want to sit on that couch anymore, get out and have a conversation with a young man. Get out and have a conversation with one and hear how he thinks about the world. And remember how you used to think about the world, and you can't tell him, but you can guide him. You can't tell him to skip steps. That's the one thing I've been running into with a lot of conversations with young men, is that I try to get them to say, "Oh, you got to think like this." And I forgot, in order for me to think like this, I had to go through this step, this step, this step. So all I do is I hear where they're at in life and I just give them the next step. I don't. I might just add the fact that there are more steps, and you might want to look into those steps. But how about you focus on this step? Because if you focus on this step, that's the top of the mountain again. And if we're focused on the top of the mountain, we can't focus on the step in front of us, right? Money rules the world. It does, man. And here's the thing: is I'm trying to make sure that money isn't ruling me. I got to be able to have enough money to survive, and I got to tell myself that enough is enough. It's I don't. And when I get to the point where like I have enough, it's to help others. It's not for me to say I got the biggest house. It's for me to say that, hey, look it. Did you see that everybody has a house? Oh yeah. We got to rise together if that's how it's going to work. You forgot to get granola? Well, you could use bananas. I use in my plain Greek yogurt, kiddo. I use blueberries sometimes. I use bananas sometimes. I use strawberries sometimes. I haven't tried granola. I have to put some granola in there. What about the dollar losing value, like getting shitter? Well, here's the thing: is the dollar is losing value, so you can't buy things. You can't buy all the stuff because I get it, bro. I have it too, man. I have a iPhone. I have a laptop. I have a car. I understand. I do it too. But what's too much? What is the envy? And have you ever bought the thing and that thing ends up like solving your problems? It'll give you a high for a minute, but then you want the next thing and the next thing. And like, oh, I got the new cell phone. Well, they made a new one. So I'm going to get that one. That's what I'm asking you. When is it enough? When is what I got When am I grateful for what I got? I guess. Hustle, yeah, the hustle harder. Yes, and I think the hustle has to be for achievement. Because if it's for money, I don't know, man. Again, I don't have any answers, bro. I'm just thinking out loud. Shoes and handbags, yeah. Is that our value? I was talking to my buddy the other day, and I was just saying, hey, man, if we didn't get, because you know how I don't give a fuck what people think. I don't care what people think. And I asked him, I was like, well, your clothes match. I saw your car, bro. You got a pretty nice car. You don't care what people think? Your hair's combed. I mean, I don't know. Your shoes are tied. You smell like you showered. Other people don't. You don't care what people think. You know what? We just figure out how much we care about. Where do we put our value system? Well, hey, I got a blue shirt. I got make sure my Under Armour shoes. I don't care what people think, right? We can all say it all we want to. Yeah, man, right. But everything isn't everything perception. Just everything. I say that everything's perception because there's a book and his name is is it Frankel? I know that Repost Addict knows. It's the guy that wrote the book. He was in Auschwitz, and he was a therapist, or he was a mental guy, and he was in Auschwitz, and he started taking notes while he was in there for the concentration camps where people went away for gas. Went back to the gas chambers. They were taking people all the time, and he was just sitting there taking notes the whole time. And he saw how people, with their minds, the perception of how they could change how they live each day. The people that were miserable and they're fucking just hated everything about it. They were dying off. They were starving. They were doing. But the people that found purpose in every day. Feel honestly to care about what people think and what people actually preferences is different. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Man searching for meaning. Yes, that's exactly it. John O. Frankel. Is that what his name is? John Frankel. Without me, and I have to go to work. Oh, oh no. Well, they're coming back for you. I don't think they'll leave it. Viktor Frankl, yeah. And I was just listening to this morning, and I put up a quote by him the other day. It says there's only two races of men: the race of the just and unjust, I believe. I already forgot it. I don't know what I'm talking about sometimes. I read a lot of books. I listen to a lot of books on tape. Sometimes they get jumbled up in my head. It's a great book. I'm listening to right now. Actually, right now. So it's in two steps. The book. In the first part of the book, he actually talks about while he's in, like his notes from inside the camp, like how everybody's thinking, how he thinks, his brain, how he can change the way he feels by his perception of the day. I haven't read the second part where he actually talks about it afterwards. So I'll get to that part and we'll see what happens. All right, I got to get out of here this morning, guys. I got to get breakfast and get to work. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Hopefully we helped out a little bit today. Tomorrow, I'm not going to do one tomorrow, but I will do one on Sunday, and I'm going to talk about God a little bit. It's definitely worth the read. And if you guys are struggling in life and you're struggling with like my poor life and I'm a victim of my stuff and I'm whatever, read that book. Listen to that book right there. God bless you, JG, my friend. Hey, but we'll chat today, my friend. You guys have a wonderful day. I'll talk.